a hoodie, a luxury showroom, and one shocking twist. What happens when a dealership manager misjudges the man who secretly owns it all? Ethan Carter pulled into the lot of Summit Auto, a high-end dealership he had recently acquired in the heart of Los Angeles. The California sun bounced off the polished exteriors of luxury cars, making them gleam like jewels. He parked his modest pickup truck in an unmarked space at the back, taking a moment to study the showroom's grand facade. Dressed in a plain navy hoodie, worn jeans, and sneakers, Ethan looked nothing like the usual clientele. That was intentional. He wanted to see the dealership's true culture, how they treated someone they didn't think was important. As he walked toward the entrance, he caught sight of a few employees chatting near the front desk, their laughter drifting through the glass doors. He stepped inside. The crisp, air-conditioned showroom was a stark contrast to the heat outside. The scent of leather and new car wax filled the space. Conversations quieted as Ethan entered. He felt the glances, subtle but unmistakable, as a few employees exchanged looks. His casual attire had already made an impression. Then she appeared, Melissa. Melissa, the dealership's senior sales manager, carried herself with confidence. Her tailored blazer and designer heels exuded authority. The clipboard tucked under her arm completed the image of a seasoned professional. She approached with a polite yet restrained smile, her sharp eyes assessing him in an instant. "Can I help you with something?" she asked, her voice smooth but edged with skepticism. Ethan returned her gaze calmly. "Just looking around." Melissa's smile tightened. "Are you shopping for a car?" "Something like that," he said with a small nod. She hesitated just a fraction before replying. "We cater to a very select clientele here. Most of our vehicles require pre-qualification. Perhaps I could—" Before she could finish, another employee called out, "Melissa, the delivery guy is here!" Her attention flickered for a moment before snapping back to Ethan, as if making sure he wouldn't wander too far. He raised an eyebrow, but his tone remained light. "You're assuming I wouldn't qualify?" Her composure wavered for barely a second before she recovered. "I'm just trying to save you some time," she replied, her smile now fully forced. "These vehicles start in the six-figure range. Maybe I can direct you to—" "A different dealership?" Ethan finished for her, amusement flickering in his eyes. "One that's more within my reach?" Melissa gave a polite but firm nod. "Exactly. Something more practical. I can provide a list of excellent pre-owned options." Ethan studied her for a moment before stepping back, hands in his pockets. "All right," he said. "Let's hear it. What would you recommend for someone like me?" Caught off guard, Melissa hesitated before responding. "Perhaps a reliable sedan, or an SUV, something budget-friendly." Ethan let out a soft chuckle. "Interesting assumption." Melissa stiffened slightly. "I've been in this business a long time. I can usually tell when someone's out of their depth." "Out of my depth?" Ethan echoed, his expression unreadable. "That's an interesting way to put it." She crossed her arms, frustration seeping through her polished demeanor. "Look, I'm just being honest. I'd rather be upfront than have someone leave disappointed." "I appreciate honesty," Ethan said, nodding. "So let's test that. Can I speak with the owner?" Melissa blinked, clearly caught off guard. "The owner doesn't just drop by for casual visits. They're a very busy person." "I'm sure they are," Ethan agreed. "But maybe you could give them a call. I think they'd want to meet me." Her patience was thinning. "Sir, I'm trying to be polite, but this is getting ridiculous. If you're serious about buying, I can set up a meeting with a consultant. Otherwise—" "Otherwise?" Ethan prompted, his voice calm, but with an unmistakable edge. She exhaled sharply. "Otherwise, I'll have to ask you to leave." Silence fell over the showroom. Ethan simply reached into his pocket, pulled out his phone, and started scrolling. "All right," he said, pressing a contact. "I'll make the call myself." Melissa's brow furrowed. "What are you doing?" "Calling the owner," he replied, lifting the phone to his ear. "Shouldn't take long." A few employees stopped what they were doing, watching intently, Ethan held up a finger as if to say, "Just a second," then turned slightly away. "Yeah, it's me. I'm at the dealership. Everything's fine. Just a little misunderstanding. Can you let them know I'm here?" He ended the call and slipped the phone back into his pocket. "They'll be here shortly." Melissa's expression faltered. Who did you just call? Ethan didn't answer immediately. Instead, he glanced around at the now silent staff. "Guess we'll find out." The tension was thick, the weight of the moment pressing on everyone. Melissa busied herself with her clipboard, though her movements were stiff, betraying her unease. Ethan, on the other hand, remained effortlessly calm. Minutes passed like hours. Then, the showroom doors swung open. A sharply dressed man in a navy suit strode in, his polished shoes clicking against the tile. His expression was serious, but his eyes immediately found Ethan. "Mr. Carter," the man said warmly, extending a hand. "Great to see you." Ethan took his hand with a firm shake, a small smile playing at the corners of his lips. "Thanks for coming, Alex." The entire room stiffened. Melissa's clipboard nearly slipped from her grasp as her gaze darted between Ethan and Alex, the dealership's regional director. Her voice, barely above a whisper, cracked as she spoke. "Mr. Carter?" Alex turned to her, his polite smile fading. "Melissa, meet Ethan Carter, the owner of Summit Auto." The color drained from her face. How often do we judge others based on appearances? This story is a reminder that success doesn't always look the way we expect. Treat everyone with respect. You never know who might actually own the place. Did you know? Just one like from you can give me the motivation to create more awesome videos. And by subscribing with the notification bell on, you'll never miss out on my next amazing content. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video or suggest a topic you'd like to see next.